Happy Saturday, Texas, and welcome to the Connect Network TV. Every week, we sit down with movers and shakers in business that have created success, and today is no different, so get excited. Alexandra has a day off, and my other co-host, Amanda, will join me later in the show as we discuss healthy tips for that summer body that we all want to have. But first, we have an incredible show. Wini Griffin is sharing why people pleasing is out. And are you guilty of that? You won't want to miss this. Her tips on how to take back your life are incredible. And we also have the phenomenal, incredible Tara Holder. She is here, and listen, we are going to need her tips. With the forever changing algorithm, we had to bring in a pro to the show that knows what is trending this summer on social media and how we can maximize our exposure and money online. Now, Tara is not your average marketer. She's a trailblazer, a trendsetter, and a force to be reckoned with. Her company, TJ Creative, is the heartbeat of the cutting-edge social media strategies that will make your jaw drop and your competition sweat. Yes, people sweat. And she is kicking things off first on your Saturday. Welcome to the show, Tara.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Tell me, how does social media management contribute to building a strong online presence for individuals and businesses? And how does it foster meaningful connections with the audience?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely the new way of marketing, right? Out with the old, in with the new. I know it's hard for a lot of people to convert over to social media for their marketing, but it is the only way that I see it going forward in the future. So the faster you can get over there and understand it, the more success and the quicker success you'll have. I have found that businesses that struggle with online presence is usually just because they don't know what to do and they don't know what to post or what's valuable. And so we have strategies put in place to help people kind of unveil that about themselves and their business.
So tell me, what are some of the key elements of successful content, and how do you develop content pillars that align with a brand's message and target audience?
Content pillars are really just bases of content that you build into. That can be educational content, inspirational content. Content you want to hit on is things that you align with as the owner or as the spokesperson for the business, and then pain points of what maybe your audience is looking or needs from you, from your product.
How do you know when someone is actually real and when it's just like a robot or it's just some, like a fake account, when they're sitting there, when you get so many, per day, per week, and they're offering you their services?
Yeah, I think definitely carrying it over from DM to email is initial. I know a lot of companies reach out to people and are like, I'll give you a discount code if you buy this, and then share that. I think that is going to be, that's become very spammy, and it's like a lot of, and I do think it's kind of put a wedge between people kind of doing that research and reaching out on their own. But just saying initially, I always say, hey, I have a client. They're working on influencers campaigns. We discovered you are super interested in working. Would you mind sending your media kit to this email? And then we can carry the conversation over there. I would say there is a lot of spammy stuff out there right now that's like, oh, we'll give you a discount code if you buy this many items, and then share it, and like that kind of stuff. So definitely research the company that's sending you the message, and kind of look into maybe some of the other influencers that have worked with them, and definitely do your research on that end.
That's a great tip. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So as far as strategies, what do you recommend for small businesses or individuals like myself to effectively leverage social media amidst its rapid evolution?
Yeah, I know you mentioned that, and like tools and things that we use, and there's so many tools, and every day there's a new tool to make it easier. And with the evolution of AI, that is even more going to be more prevalent, that we're going to have AI doing a lot of the work for us. But we use some of the main things that I know that we use on a daily basis is Canva. obviously. You can make so many infographics. You can make your content just a little bit more engaging. You can brand it so that it is fit your brand. I think brand is super important in building a social audience or brand or product or whatever. You need to have consistency in your fonts and your color codes and all your things. And Canva allows you to do that. So I would say Canva is a number one. I use CapCut for editing video. It's on your phone. It offers a lot of like same things that you would get on maybe a more expensive editing platform, but you can do it on your phone. And then we use for planning, we use Later for some of our, because we have a lot of clients, so it's easy to manage. But for like somebody that's doing it on their own, I would say Planoly or those are great for you to organize your content. They allow you to kind of put your content into those boxes and then organize it and see what it's going to look like on the feed before you ever go live with the content, if that makes sense. So I think also it's important.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think it's important that you definitely like identify what you're good at. If you're great at video, then go more towards that. If you are better at writing, then go hard in your captions. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's very important for you to also identify the things that are comfortable for you.
I love it. And how about like for our viewers that are just viewers on the show and don't have social media? How about your website?
Yeah,
you want to share
www.tj-creative.com. And there you will find a little bit about the agency. Again, we have a great newsletter that goes out weekly with social media updates. We have, so if you sign up for our newsletter, you're probably going to get a lot of the same stuff that goes into the podcast. You'll be able to contact us there. We have a blog. We try to keep you informed and up to date with all things social.
So there you have it. Tara does it all. She has all the platforms. And even if you're not on social media, I mean, what better way than to get started by connecting with Tara? So go follow her, go check her out, check out their pages and get started. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next, are you a people pleaser that finally feels like I just can't do it anymore? Well, our next guest is here to help. So don't move. We'll be right back.
I'm Calvin Lamont, and we are from HETV's Buy to Build It, and you can follow us on Instagram at the Chris Lamont and at the Calvin Lamont, and we're excited to be here. Find us on the Connect Network TV. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Connect Network TV. So get ready to be inspired as we introduce a remarkable woman who is changing lives and empowering others to embrace their true ourselves. Wini Griffin, an accomplished author and unstoppable entrepreneur, is on a mission to ignite the flames of authenticity and unlock the limitless potential within every woman, like myself. Welcome to the show, Wini.
Hello, thanks for having me today.
We are so honored and so pleased to have you. And I can't wait to get into your book. The title is fantastic. It's called When You Just Can't Do It Anymore. And it's such an energy shift, Winnie. How did this happen for you, deciding you just can't do it anymore?
Oh my goodness. So I like to tell people I was a professional shapeshifter, not in the sense of, becoming some kind of different animal, but I was becoming a completely different person in order to fit in with people, to gain people's approval, and to feel accepted amongst people who oftentimes were not really my people. And I just didn't realize that. So, I was burnt out, I was stressed, I was depressed, and I was like, what is going on with me? I cannot do this. Like, I don't like this. And, I made a great escape to Mexico. And while I was there, I got to just unplug from everything and really think about life. And I realized the way that I was living my life was keeping me stuck. It was keeping me from being able to really express who I was. It was keeping me from being able to have the relationships, the career, pretty much everything that I wanted in life. This habit and this tendency to people please, to try and be everything for everyone, it just kept me from my best self. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I want to be me. I want to be the best version of Winnie. I want to be able to show up. I want to have great relationships. So that's how we got started with this.
Well, I love that you took an escape. You took an escape, but in a positive way, and did some soul searching. Kudos to you, Wendy, for that. Share with us, why is authenticity important in today's society, and how can it positively impact our personal and professional lives?
Yes. Well, I want to share a really interesting statistic with you. I'm not sure if you've read the May 2023 Surgeon General's release about our new epidemic, which is isolation and loneliness. And that puzzled me because it was like we are the most connected generation of all time. We are connected globally. We are on social media, online. We literally have connections and people at our fingertips. Yet we are feeling lonely. We're feeling isolated. We're unable to really connect with people on a deeper level. We feel detached. We feel like we don't have those connections with us. So what I theorize and what I think just by looking at the situation is that we're living on a surface level. Nobody's really having the tough conversations anymore. We're not really talking about our problems the way that we would when we have, those deep connections built. So when it comes to authenticity and being able to be ourselves, being able to be truthful and honest, it really helps us to nurture deeper connections with people. Authenticity really has the ability to help us create deeper relationships and connections that go beyond the surface.
Thank you so much. I love that, Winnie. Can you share with us also, like, what tools or techniques would you recommend that individuals can use to overcome people-pleasing tendencies and reclaim their authentic voices?
Yeah, so the first thing that I have to recommend is explore in those moments when you feel like you're about to, try and convince somebody that you're worthy or, say yes to something that you don't want to say yes to. Pause. Pausing is so important. And then take a breath and ask yourself, what's coming up for me right now? Because a lot of the times, our people pleasing tendencies come from childhood. It comes from past abuse of some sort. And, we want to make sure that we are tuning into that present moment. So it's like really explore, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? And is this something that if I act on it right now, am I going to regret it or not? And then the second thing that I would recommend is really observe your social circle. A lot of us, I think we do friends, like I mentioned before, kind of at a very shallow surface level. And we don't really pay attention to whether or not our friends, even if they're good people, if they're good for us. So it's like observe your social circle and think to yourself when you're observing them, are these really the people that I want to surround myself with?
So that's really great. I mean, those are great tips. And Winnie, you have so much greatness to share. It's like we all need that, that little inner voice that we all have It needs to be a little Winnie person that every individual can carry around. So much greatness. I mean, you are truly a gem with the shift of energy that many never take. So they can now if they get your book. So please share with our viewers where they can purchase it and how they can keep up with you and how they can connect with you if they'd love all this greatness in their lives.
Absolutely. So you can find my book on Amazon at When You Just Can't Do It Anymore, and add my name, Wini Griffin, in there because there's a ton of titles that are kind of similar and you want to make sure you get the right one. You also, if you want a hand signed copy and you're US based, you can connect with me directly on Instagram. And I have a link on my Instagram page that people are able to click, and I will hand sign all the US based orders. My Instagram is at winning with Winnie, and Winnie spelled Wini. So that's a great place to go. And if you're not on Instagram, don't worry. I have a website. It is elevatedcommunityco.com. And on there, you'll be able to learn more about the services I offer. You'll be able to purchase my book directly through there and talk to me too.
Winnie, it's been such a pleasure and such an honor to hear you all the greatness, again, all the goodness that you had to share. And so thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a pleasure once again, and we cannot wait to have you back. For now, stay with us, Texas. Amanda Waters joins us after the break. We will wrap up the show with an exclusive interview with Ali French and Erica Stein. They're back with tips and insights on how to keep you healthy this summer.
95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is sad. And one of the number one reasons is because of the lack of capital. Hi, winners. My name is Terry Kauser, and I'm a credit expert. And I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and investors leverage their personal and business credit to get $100,000 and more in funding super fast. I can't wait to share with you on The Connect Show.
At Emily Miller Aesthetic Medicine, we take 10 years off your face without looking like you've had work done. How we do this is, as experts in the world's #1 medical grade skincare line, we craft a program unique to you that's going to transform your skin. For a virtual skincare consultation and our online store, visit emily-rn.com and use the code CONNECT for 10% off your purchase.
Hi there, I'm Kayla Kraft. I help women make money and increase their net worth. You can find me at mommymillionaire.co, and you can watch me on the Connect Network TV. Make sure to tune in. Oh.
Welcome back, Connect family. We have the pleasure of interviewing today Ali French and Erica Stein, who are experts in integrative nutritional health coaching. They have built a remarkable podcast with more than 260 episodes. They feature experts in the health and wellness space. So today we are diving into their journey, Amanda, and discovering some of their favorite tips and insights to keep you healthy. So let's get started. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi, thanks for having us.
We're so excited to learn from you. Throughout your 4-year podcast journey, what are some key strategies you've employed to consistently produce engaging content and keep your audience coming back for more?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. And, doing this podcast has taught Ali and I so much. And it's really a huge passion of ours. And I think a big part in the consistency for us is our mission and our why, right? So we're really passionate about telling these courageous stories in wellness. And our definition of wellness is pretty broad, right? We focus on physical, emotional, spiritual wellness, all different kinds. So there's something for everyone. But it's really about making sure people don't feel alone. And when you hear these courageous stories in wellness, you realize that you're not alone in your journey. And so I think our why and our mission is a big part in what started the show and also what keeps us being so consistent.
Well, I love that. I love your mission and I love your why. And ladies, with over 260 episodes under your belt, what are the top 3 lessons or takeaways you've learned from interviewing experts in the health and wellness industry that have personally impacted your own well-being?
I would say, Erica and I talk about this sometimes because we have such a diverse group of people on the show on all different topics. But one thing that really stands out, the first thing I should say that really stands out to us is most people that we interview have some sort of consistent practice in their life. Perhaps that's a mindfulness practice or a spiritual practice, or perhaps they just take a few minutes every morning to be alone with themselves or meditate. There's some sort of consistent practice that most really successful people in whatever their field do. That's something that we've found as a consistent through line. I'd say the second thing to take away that's really impacted, I think, both of our own health journeys is that number one, stress management kind of over everything. Even the way we digest our food is affected by how we're dealing with stress in the body. So of course, nutrition, movement, all of these things are important for an overall health. And stories in life are not linear, and people's journeys are not linear. And oftentimes we as storytellers present them in a linear way, but to really understand that not giving up on yourself, keep going, and understand that life isn't linear as far as our trajectories go and even our health journeys.
So many people are using the platform as a marketing tool and to expand their reach. What are the business benefits that you've seen just by being in the realm?
Yeah, so many of our guests who have come on our show have, of course, told us that, after sharing their journeys, a lot of people come on our show because they're promoting, a new project. We have a lot of authors come on our show talking about different books, different entrepreneurs. It's a pretty diverse group of people we have on our show. But I think, we have a global audience. We have a global audience that spans many countries across the United States. And so I think it's really about getting your message and your story out. And then if people resonate, they'll go to your website, they'll buy your book, they might purchase a coaching service. So it is a great tool, I think, for marketing to, share your story on a show. But of course, I think for us, everything goes back to the why, because we get pitched so many different types of people. So many people want to come on our show. And it's really about that authentic integrity that people are sharing, that we want to share with our audience as well.
As a health and wellness enthusiast yourselves, what are some of your most practical and effective wellness tips that you've learned from your guests, or that y'all have implemented in your own lives?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think for me, we are, as you mentioned earlier, both integrative nutrition health coaches. And one thing is from a health perspective, kind of across the board, I see is blood sugar balance, really understanding how to maximize our energy over the course of the day and how that can really be a health benefit long term. So that's something that I always prioritize in my day-to-day, really having meals that will fuel me so that I'm cognitively functioning in an optimal way, and also have physical energy that I want to really get through my day and do continue the work that we're doing. So that's mine, I would say.
Consuming wellness related content from different sources, and how do you navigate the sea of information to provide accurate and trustworthy insights for your audience?
Yeah, that's a really great question, because there is so much noise on the internet, and I think especially in the wellness space, it's really hard to decipher what is, quote, right for you or right for me. It might be different. And I think that's exactly that. I personally love consuming podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts, but I think it's really important to go into it with the mindset that we're all bio-individual. So what is working for one influencer or one creator or one guest on the show, it might not work for you, and that's okay. And so I think really going into listening to episodes or the influencers you follow online, knowing that some things are going to work for you, some things aren't, and that's okay, because we are all bio-individual people. And something I really appreciate about our podcast and show is we have such a diverse group of guests. And of course, we really vet everyone who comes on our show in terms of making sure it's something that will add value to our audience. But we really want to present a wide variety of topics so that our audience can really take pieces of what works and leave what doesn't.
Ali and Erica, thank you both so very much for joining us today and sharing your expertise on integrative nutritional health coaching. We look forward to gaining valuable insights from your experiences and discovering more about your favorite wellness tips and guests. So please tell us again, how can we and our viewers tune in to your podcast and keep up with the both of you?
Yes, we are on all podcast platforms. You can find Courageous Wellness is our show. We are at courageouswellness.net, which links to our social media as well, which we're mostly active on Instagram. You can find us over there, send us a DM. And on our website, we also, in addition to, of course, having all of our links to the shows, and show notes, we also have our services as well, our integrative nutrition health coaching. So reach out if you're interested. And we also do 30-minute consults for free if anybody's interested in coaching as well.
So thank you, Erica and Ali. We had so much fun with you guys. We've learned a lot, and I cannot wait to connect with you and our audience as well. Hit them up. They have every way imaginable to connect. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, we are loving all this girl boss magic, and we hope that you also have enjoyed the show. We will see you right back here next week on the Connect Network TV. And if you are ready to feature your own business and brand on TV, just head on over to our website. Get registered at theconnectonline.com. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.